move. The silence from both the National Treasury and the taxman only worsening their uncertainty. Players in the electric mobility sector are now warning that should the nullification stand, the sector could see a significant reduction in uptake of electric vehicles owing to high prices occasioned by the revocation of the tax breaks that were provided for in the Finance Act of 2023. Jimmy Mbogo now takes a look at the ramifications of the ruling to the EV sector.
The contentious finance bill of 2023 had several provisions which were welcomed by players in the e-mobility space. This was to zero rate value-added tax and excise duty on some key products. In the act, the government moved to exempt VAT on electric motorcycles, electric bicycle, electric buses, as well as batteries used for electric vehicles. These exemptions, according to the Electric Mobility Association of Kenya, EMAC, were a major boost to the sector, attracting both investment and appetite from consumers. Upon the implementation of the bill, the sector saw the numbers soar 500%, with buses increasing from 3 to more than 21. As electric motorcycles jumped in number from 739 to 2,557. Electric cars also increased nearly five-folds from 300 to 1,300 within a year of the exemptions. However, the recent Court of Appeal ruling nullifying the act could undo all this growth in the sector, an issue that EMAC says needs to be addressed urgently.
The impact will end up reducing the uptake specifically to customers, because an example is a bicycle which costs 98,000. We have to increase potentially about by 20%. That will go to about 120,000.
So currently a bus like the one behind me is 8 million shillings if you're purchasing it, and that will move it to 9.2 million shillings. If you then compare with a diesel bus, that means you're 3 million shillings more expensive on an electric bus on just purchase price.
EMAC members are also expressing concerns occasioned by the uncertainty created by the ruling, noting that it could wipe away the sector's effort to create investor confidence in the country. Some players indicating that they have been forced to realign their investment priorities, while others were forced to push further their debt repayment to reserve capital for business continuity should the nullification stand.
Taking away those incentives discourages or takes away the appetite that most of these investors would have to want to come and invest here.
Recently, we just closed a fundraising of around 14 million US dollars to help us in scaling up in terms of our production. But now with this, the investors that actually gave us money will not be able to be confident to give us money anymore.
In its projection, EMAC says it was hopeful that the sector would create close to 700,000 jobs in the next 5 years, with at least 300,000 jobs being created by 2028. Boda riders who have moved to electric motorcycles are also pleading with the government to ensure that the incentives remain in place.
Nao tutakuwa na shida kwa sababu swap price itaongezwa ambayo yenye iko kwa sasa, at least na tuachie kitu kidogo chenye tunaenda nacho nyumbani. So kama ita change, which means swap price itaenda juu, bei ya pikipiki itaenda juu.
As this electric vehicle gets recharged here, this is exactly what stakeholders within the e-mobility space hope that the policymakers will do to the sector to attract investors and ensure that the sector, which was fast gaining popularity, does not die off. Jimmy Mbogo, Citizen TV, Nairobi.